So this is Thursday on the week. From what I saw, I did better than what I did on Friday. So I'm getting used to my setup here, trying to like get things organized. I already hit the. This is the 15 minutes, so I think I actually did it correctly this time on this day. The day before, so it's weird. Is like the day before I did it correctly. The day after I didn't. I wasn't able to repeat what I did Thursday. So I don't know. That's kind of odd how that worked. Maybe because when price goes faster, you just start to get disorganized and you do things out of order. But that's something I want to correct. So we hit the 15-minute sell down on the price action indicator, and we were able to get an entry here. We were going low and slow. Just the chop was just weird and crazy. Let's see what happened to that position. Yeah, it stopped out. So we got stopped out, and then here, looks like we got into a position. So let's see if we can figure out what was actually happening. So the Trade Devils auto footprint trader is now activated, and we're just kind of waiting. Okay, so now it's kind of dropping. I don't know, what's going on? So we did activate the Tread Devils auto footprint. I think maybe there's a market structure break, or I was anticipating from the timing solutions a downward impulse. Some I think this is the position builder. So as long as like either I get some kind of confirmation of a move that makes sense according to the market structure, like it's okay for me to just straight up turn on the position builder as it's going, and I think this did really well. I didn't even so we got 2 micros in. So because I didn't watch the 5-minute for fair value gaps, I just was like, I want to take the risk off the table. So now this is the 5-minute, and I'm trying to find the fair value gaps here to be able to build the position and give it a chance to breathe to where my stops won't get hit. So I'm here, I'm waiting as it's going, and I'm looking at hour by hour this forecast. So with the forecast, what is it saying? We can see it. Where is it? Oh, the thing went quick. Okay, so now getting the forecast. What the? Okay. I see what I did. So now that goes off. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of that because that's not what I wanted. So I'm expecting downside. So that's kind of what made me want to turn on. So here, I think that first trade may be negative $37, and then here I'm flatlining that loss. So I had this is the 5-minute. I think I had one of the entries because we had 2 micros. I moved one of them to break even, and I was okay if one of them ended up leaving because I wanted to have the smallest amount of loss, and I think that was correct. That was the correct move. Not so much at the beginning on the big size. It's a test. You just don't. It's like an experiment. You want the experiment to have some success before going in that direction, before committing resources. And so we're waiting. I was checking to see if we were scaling in at an appropriate pace. We get some 5-minute fair value gaps to where we could maybe tighten the stop loss a little bit above the 5-minute fair value gap. And I'm like, okay, maybe I just need some time. I need to wait. and we're just kind of chopping here, and it starts to go against me. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? Like, the intraday cycle forecast is supposed to be, telling me it's going down. And we get this 15-minute doji candle. I'm like, oh no, that's not a good sign. It looks bullish. And I'm like, maybe it's not. And it turns out to be it's bullish. My hunch was good. I was like, man, that looks bullish. That's a doji. Swing failure pattern. And I'm just like, oh gosh, I'm stupid. That was a breakout retest resumption right there. And boom, hits my stop. So I'm back to negative $34. Negative $37, one of the two. So now we're shorting there. Maybe that's the one to short. Oh yeah, and then here's the forecast for intraday based upon the new hour close. I'm like, oh, look, it's supposed to go down somewhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep on trying short. But the thing is, the market structure is disagreeing now. It's just too quick. The market structure says it's bullish. And I'm short there. And I'm like, maybe should I move it to break even and wait for it to go higher to short? Or maybe that's it. So it ended up doing well. I think it ended up working out. Now it's at break even. Now I'm looking at the 5 minute. Okay, can we get a fair value gap so I can scale in, build a position, maybe get something out of this? And so I dumped it. I sold and flatlined the losses again. And I decided, okay, enough time has gone by, and I'm gonna turn on this Trade Devil's Auto Footprint Trader to get in short if it keeps going down. And I did, and now it's possibly going against me. But we waited, and it went against me. And went higher, went to this forecast line from the measured move. And I'm like, why isn't the trading timing solutions intraday forecast working? What's going on? It's supposed to be going down. And I abandoned the chief indicator, which is the market structure break, and prioritizing that as the bias. And instead I was prioritizing the timing solutions, which is, it's not 100% certain. For the most part, the market structure is a better indicator of the overall day of the bias. And of course it was bullish, and that's what we got. We got a bullish move, and so there was some points where I was trying to do this through my phone because I was lying down, and I was just tired from work. So I'm looking at the VIX. Maybe I should be bullish. Why was I going after that bearish intraday move? And then that bullish move ended up moving significantly to where it went into the target where it's the naked breaker. And so this is AFK. And I think I fell asleep. Here's where I fell asleep, and that bounce, the retest resumption, actually played out. And I think maybe that was the downward impulse of the intraday that I should have been awake for. But it's near 3, I'm dead asleep. I wake up maybe 3:30, 5, and we had a big move. And maybe that's what the forecast was. I missed the forecasted move. If we can find where that is, that forecasted move, let's see. This is the last time I was awake, around here. Yeah, there's no forecast here. I was waiting for it. waiting for it big time. There was just none. And then I just fell asleep, and boom, that was it. I missed the move. So then now I woke up, and I'm like, what's the forecast now? If I can find it. There it is. Like, what's the forecast now? Okay, here it is. Oh, shoot. So this is the daily intra-week forecast. And this peak usually is a wild card because it could be getting the reversal, or it could be suggesting there's a lot of volatility to the upside. And it was the volatility to the upside. And I just, so that's something that, in debrief, that I gotta pay attention to these peaks and bottoms, because the peak actually means, look for a bullish move, and that bullish move would be pretty strong. Or so like it's kind of just something to trust the forecast and in those aspects. So here is where I make all the losses back. So yeah, this is basically where I make all the losses back. I was One of the ways I do a setup is through this trail. I like the 1 hour sell the rally, and I like the 5 minute, 3 minute sell the rally signals. And I started to pick up that it was rolling over. We had a market structure break, and I was getting these sell the rally signals, and I'm like, okay, time to build a position right here. And it was correct. And I think I was looking at the 5 minute. I think this is the 5 minute. Yeah, I just started waiting, and it started to pan out and pay itself in spades. And I was like, yeah, that's right. Go all the way. All the way. I don't think it went all the way, and ended up faking out. But it ended up making me close positive on the day. So as far as like modeling behavior, like for the future of things I want to follow, uh, started off the day kind of slippery, because the first 15-minute entry didn't pan out. And I think since it didn't pan out, I was getting a little antsy, and I wanted to prove right the intraday forecast. So this week has been an experiment with these intraday forecasts, and I think uh, the technical analysis and the probabilities that it puts out is stronger than the intraday forecast. I think the intra-week forecast is something better to listen to in alignment with market structure. Um, you know, During this time, institutions were bullish, and the cycle forecast on intra-week was at its peak. So by conclusion on the confluence, you position bullish. And I just was not, after that 15-minute market structure break, I just was not prepared. I was prepared on that short, but I think I looked at a market structure break during that period to really confirm my suspicion. But I could have made money in both ends, both ways. It's just I think I prioritized because of my impatience on the first loss on the first trade, switching, because I was switching what was dominant for me to listen to, and started to make the intraday forecast the dominant thing to listen to, and I end up adjusting the Trade Devil auto footprint trader towards the forecasted reversal. And I think that's dangerous, and I need to wait for a market structure break before turning on the Trade Devils auto footprint trader. And that's about it. I think I ended up closing the day green. Same scale in strategy with the 5 minute fair value gap. I think I do that consistently well. It's just if I were to make an adjustment, it's when I turn on the Trade Devils auto footprint trader, because it's not as sensitive as the polarity ATI, but it still makes mistakes because it's just not it's not to where it's not sensitive. Like, it will enter even if it's totally the wrong bias, and so it definitely needs a smart operator to make the executive decisions of the bias, and when it's appropriate to enter. And that's kind of why I need the market structure break. And maybe I'll look to the intraday analysis as more of a confluence, but I need to learn more patience with these 15-minute entries, and to learn patience with my alerts for entries before I turn on the auto trader footprint entry bot, and then look to see if that direction confirms what the intraday cycle says or the intra-week cycle says. But that's pretty much it there.